I Do you ever find it hard to trust Jesus? I mean, am I the only one that sometimes looks at Jesus and goes, "What?" Well, trusting and obeying. There's an old song, there's trust and obey, there is no other way. And I hear those words a lot. And one of the times when I'm asking myself, am I really trusting Jesus or am I just doing it my own way? And there are times where I really know that Jesus is near. For me, I get to smell a sweet aroma. Sometimes it's been like vanilla smell, and I'm not a big vanilla person, so it's not like I put vanilla extract on my head or anything. But I know that Jesus is that sweet aroma. Sometimes it even smells like a real pleasant cologne or aftershave that a man would wear. Other times it smells just like flowers. And for a long time, I was just wondering, boy, is my nose off? Or because the places where I'm at, I shouldn't be smelling weird things that I don't think are there. But then one time Jesus says, this is my presence with you. This is me drawing close to you when you're trusting me, obeying me, and you're walking in unity with me. And it doesn't mean when I don't smell good things, it doesn't mean I'm not doing what he says. It's just that sometimes there's times where you get alone with your Savior. Times happen when I'm by myself or going for a walk or a hike or in a car. And when you want to know Jesus closer, have that intimacy, when you want intimacy with anybody, you kind of expect them to reach out to you back. And when Jesus is in the Shama meme in the heavens, it kind of feels like you're on a long distance relationship. But there are times where when you read the word, you pray, you trust him, you obey him, you walk obediently. These are times when, especially when you're not really conscious of it, like myself, these smells for me appear, or you have a vision. So I'm going to share a quick vision or two maybe about some of the things God shows me during these times. One of the visions is when I feel like I fall down a lot, or in my last video, how the heck did I get here to this place? I call it crocodile steps. I've alluded to this in another video. But basically what it means is, God talks to me simply because I'm a very basic person. And he uses cartoons. When I was a kid, cartoons were my escape, long before I was a believer. And so he, in a humorous way, talks to me through old cartoon images. And one of them is this. I'm running from something that's pursuing me, that wants to destroy me. And like a cartoon, I'm, really freaking out, and I'm running along, and I come to this chasm of water, this big long, like a swamp. The water's flowing a little bit, and there's rocks, and I start running across the rocks, and I just run and run and run, and I get all the way across, and then I stop, and then I look back, and I realize that what was pursuing me in this cartoon vision is coming across the same rocks, and he's right behind me, and I just don't understand why I stopped, but I stopped and turned around, and the last rock that this cartoon character stepped on was the same rock I stepped on, but it wasn't a rock, it was a crocodile. And just as that cartoon evil character got to it, the crocodile's mouth opened up, he fell into the crocodile's mouth, and the crocodile swam away with him. The head of the crocodile was gone, and the guy was gone, and I found myself safe on the other side. And Jesus told me that when we trust and obey him, we can do some stupid stuff. We can have some hard circumstances. Our life can be goofy, cartoon mess. But he's in it, with us. And just like when I turned around and I saw the enemy that was there to hurt me, destroy me, to kill, rob, and maim, and anything evil that they could do to torment me, God's got my back. And the same crocodile I stepped on that allowed me to get across this chasm of water was the same one that consumed the evil. And here's another vision that's kind of similar. When I was praying one time. I saw myself like parachuting out of the sky, and maybe I bailed out of a plane. I don't know. I don't parachute, so anyway, I was floating down. I saw this island that I was trying to aim for, but there was a lot more ocean and I was closer to the island. So I was getting closer and closer to the water, and I was waiting for it to splash, and I was thinking, I wonder if there's sharks here. I wonder if there's rescue nearby. Can I swim to the island? All these things were going through my head, and I splashed in the water. I'm trying to get out from underneath this chute so I'm not all tangled up. I swim to the surface, and I said, well, the only place I can see from here to go that is better than the water is that little island. So I keep swimming. And this shark, I see coming up from the depths. First I see it's like a shadow. The water is so clear, it looked like it was a lot closer than it was, but it came and came, and then I see it was bigger and bigger and bigger, and this was like Jaws type shark. And I'm thinking, oh, there is no way I'm going to outswim this guy. I mean, I'm in his environment, and I'm not that great of a swimmer. I mean, I can keep afloat, but I'm no champion of any sorts. So I cry out to the Lord, and, I'm thinking of, what part of me is he going to bite off first? And then I say, trust God, trust God, trust God. And I'm swimming and swimming and swimming. So I start focusing on the island. I start focusing on the swimming. And I can just sense that, the mouth of this thing is so close, but I didn't want to look back at it, And I just kept trusting God. And I finally was swimming so hard, and my eyes were so full of salt water, I couldn't really see the island. Everything looks blurry. And then all of a sudden my hand touched bottom, and I was right on the shore, and I was able to, with great trial, stand up, my shaky legs, and I turned around, and that shark was right there. I mean, he was trying to get up the beach in that shallow water, and I just started backing up, and I turned around, fell on the sand, and just thanked God that I was all in one piece. Now, the interpretation for this vision, this wasn't a dream, it was just a vision, but it seemed so real. My eyes were open. This is one way God speaks to me, was that shark is there to destroy us. That shark's natural instinct is to eat whatever it can get hold of. And sometimes we feel like we're parachuting out of the sky and there's nothing nearby to aim for. We feel lost and disoriented. And I have, and I do, even now. I'm a widow, like I said before, and I spend a lot of time alone. So, but the thing is, don't focus on the shark. Trust God. Don't focus on the situation. Walk with Jesus. Trust and obey Him. Don't be so panicky that you flail and become a better meal for a shark. Go where God leads you. Do it the best you can and let God take care of the rest. God will always meet us where we come to Him. He says, be anxious for nothing. Fear not. So whenever you find yourself in fear, doubt, confused or accused, guess who's behind it? That shark that comes up from the depths called Satan, that wants to eat us, to destroy us, to keep us from our victory, from our destination. And sometimes those destinations look blurry, like in my little island in the vision. But with every step, there is a process, there's progress, and when we get there, God shows us the next step and the next part of the progress. So I encourage you, if you find yourself, or I should say when you find yourself, if you're a typical Christian, don't give up hope, and don't isolate yourself. If you can get help, get help. But make sure that first you're being obedient to God, trusting Him, and don't let fear rule you. Let love rule you. And the only way to let love rule you is to be in Jesus, in the Word, in prayer, in fellowship, keeping your eyes on Him. And I encourage you, brethren, that trust and obey. There is no other way. God bless you.